Hey everyone, it's Mera Mangle.
And Fabrielle.
And welcome to another Mangled morning.
Woo!
That was quite a nice slam.
Violent, yeah.
That kind of slam, was more aggressive, but it won't show up. It won't play on camera the same way.
Right.
Like, it won't sound that bad. But it was aggressive, just so you know.
Just so you are aware.
So you and your children one day will know. Today we're going to break down the All Stars 10 trailer. Because there's a lot of juicy stuff in there. We got
so
to
much
see
to unpack.
So many of the guest judges.
The challenges
format.
And the runways.
Yeah, it's sparked a lot of feelings from the fans. You know what else has sparked a lot of feelings is the EW interview. Did you watch that?
No, I haven't.
Oh my, I should have told you to watch that. Because, my God.
Oh, wait, the one where they're all in the group?
Uh-huh.
Oh, wait, no, I did watch that.
There's a lot. I mean, that got me more excited for the season than anything.
And their interactions, yeah.
Because it sounds like it is truly going to be spicy.
Yes, Mistress Isabel Brooks, who bring in the spice.
And it sounds like Nicole Paige Brooks is going to bring the drama.
Yeah.
We're also going to look at the rumored cast for Slaysian Royale Season 1. So we'll do that at the end in case you want to avoid the spoilers. So we'll go into the All-Star stuff first. Last week, we did have a video talking about the All-Stars cast coming out, but when that came out, we had not heard the news about Jiggly yet. And I think we should also just acknowledge Jiggly's passing and
oh my God,
the loss of that.
Heartbreaking.
I feel bad, too, for the folks working on the Slaysian Royale, because they're working on it right now.
That's true.
They had already started it before the announcement came out about her being ill,
Right. Because she had her leg
hospitalized
amputated.
first, yeah.
And then, oh my God, it's just heartbreaking. And I just watched her, she had a long-form interview with Monet. And it was really just sweet that they had filmed, I think, somewhat recently. Yeah. But it's just so sweet and just reminds you of the joy and the just like...
She always felt like your friend.
Yeah, you're good.
Kind of like
you're
Monet.
good Judy. Your girlfriend. Yeah.
Although sometimes which would be on the show, it'd be like your friend that you'd be like, "Girl, why'd you do that?"
Right. Get it together.
Yeah.
But
she was just so lovable.
She was just so lovable and such an inspiration for a lot of trans girls like myself, and I just love her so much And she was on Pose, too. She did so much with her career.
She really did make a lot of it.
Yeah.
More than most, in that short time.
Mm-hmm.
And we did get 3 seasons of her on Philippines. It's crazy that we've lost 2 girls this year. Just this year.
I know. Let's stop. No more, please.
Well, we're going to get started. But before we get started, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Like the video. And join the Patreon where you can see all kinds of additional content you can't see on YouTube. Plus, you're helping support the channel. Now, you can also support the channel by tipping on Venmo or Cash App, like a couple of Michaels. We got Michael N. and Michael B., who both gave me some belated birthday Venmos.
Yes,
very sweet.
So sweet.
And Michael N. said, "Hope it was a good one. Year ahead will be good health, good friends, and good times." Love that. Very sweet.
Mera-festing
that. I think it's going to come up in one of the YouTube thanks, which we'll do at the end of the video, but there was a really funny phrase that I'm going to have to start using.
From a Patreon?
From one of the YouTube thanks.
Oh, from one of the YouTube.
I don't know if it'll be in this one, but in one of the ones this week.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get started and talk about All Stars. One of the things throwing me off a little is the amount of different phrasing they were using for this.
Oh, the new vocabulary, the new lingo.
Yeah, like the first trailer for the Meet the Queens, I felt like it was very clear. Tournament of All Stars. They stuck with that. Now it's tournament. They had so many different things. Tournament extravaganza. Does that just mean Tournament of All Stars?
It's kind of reminded me of Alaska's the Drag Queen of the Year pageant that they call the Drag Queen Show pageant.
All the names.
Yeah, extravaganza. Eleganza, yeah. It's very that. Maybe they're trying to lean into that slightly.
Yeah. I think Bang for Your Bracket's cute.
That is cute.
Revolutionary, that reminds me of a different promo.
Oh, yeah.
Why did they throw Revolutionary in there?
The, army one.
Yeah. Season 16.
Yeah.
But throwing more stuff out there was then making me think, well, hold on. What's going on here? It seemed very clear, brackets, tournaments, that was enough.
Mm-hmm.
But when you really start to look at it, and even some of the graphics they used in the trailer, it's not actually how it's going to be. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're kind of overcomplicating it or something.
It's confusifying.
They've got 4 brackets at the start. There aren't 4 brackets. There's 3.
Unless they are playing games with us.
2 purple
and
ones.
They lied. And they have a secret 4th bracket.
I made a post on Patreon that was revealed, secret 19th queen, and I put Corey Toot.
Not Corey Toot. Did you see Corey Starr? She did Sam's makeup, like
Oh no,
an illusion of her the other day, and she was like, I'm just a country gay boy, and da 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 da, and it was so funny.
I need to see that.
She's been killing it.
I saw that Cameo spotlighted her because she was like the #1 cameoer.
Yes,
and we're making posts about her.
Yeah, I think that's why she's been doing all of these is for cameos, but like the Shrek look and everything, and the Easter Bunny look, which is haunting.
But she already had those as looks before that. But people are like requesting, talk to me in this one or that
right,
one.
Yeah. Talk to me as Corey Toot, please.
Corey's low-key won the year.
Yeah, she
left that competition with a man, the runner-up in the Lip Sync Assassin tournament.
True.
And is now like world famous and keeping us all laughing online.
Exactly. That's how you do it. The race starts after the show.
Why did these brackets make us think of her? Oh, yeah. We got a little distracted. So they go from this graphic to then the collage of the girls to then, the silhouettes. They make it look like
2 of each are going to come down to the 3.
Right, but they're like making it look like they're competing. Like the blue and the pink are going to compete and go down to 1.
Do we know that?
It doesn't make any sense. No, we do know how it's going to work. But,
we do?
But it's not this.
But it's not this.
Yeah. And so, yeah. And then,
I've been trying to avoid, Drag Race is like a good movie. I try to avoid the spoilers as much as possible. I have friends that are on Reddit reading all the spoilers.
I don't,
and I try not to.
People think that sometimes I want to know about stuff beyond the cast. I like to know the rumored cast.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I don't need to know who makes it to the end and all that. And a lot of times that stuff's wrong anyway. That's
like me with the new Pokemon game. I'm like, I want to know the new Pokemon, but I don't want to know the story of the game yet.
What's the name of it? Do they have a name for the new Pokemon?
It's Pokemon Legends ZA.
ZA?
Canada?
Oh.
It's, they're going back to France, basically. It's like the French region.
Oh.
It's actually funny, and I think someone commented in the last video, I messed up. And I said, it's Miyaki Mugler, and I said Miyazaki Mugler, and I didn't even realize it until watching it back. And then someone was like, oh, she added the ZA for the new Pokemon game.
Here's the official synopsis that came with everything.
Okay.
So I think this makes it very clear.
Right.
But this also is part of the reason why some folks are not excited for the season, or it put a damper on their excitement.
On the hopes.
12 episodes, so they tell us up front it's just 12. I thought they were going to for sure do more episodes since we have 18 queens.
Yeah, that's
It almost seems silly not
2
to have
per
more.
episode eliminated or something,
Well, not even that. So the Tournament of All Stars, the queens will be divided into 3 groups of 6. We already knew that. Each competing in their own bracket across 3 episodes. So the 6 girls are competing in 3 episodes each.
Oh, God.
In those groups. So that's 9 episodes. The first 9 episodes are...
They don't see each other.
Right.
Oh, wow.
At the end of each bracket, the top 3 queens with the highest total points will advance to the semifinals. So for 9 episodes, no one goes home either.
Wow.
If you're doing a bracket tournament system, wouldn't people be eliminated in the tournament? Now the bracket system doesn't really make sense to me.
Right.
It's a point system. I do like that, though, that they're doing a point system.
I feel like the meme of that math girl right now. I'm all the formulas are around me, and I'm like, what is happening?
So, at the end of I said, at the end of your bracket, total points will advance to the semifinal. So, already, they're going to call the top 9 the semifinals. They will go head-to-head, which is silly. That's 9 people, and there's still 3 episodes left. Why is that the semifinals?
Right.
They'll go head-to-head with the top queens from each of the other groups.
Mm-hmm.
Over 2 episodes. So they're telling us, those 9 queens will compete over 2 episodes. Then the final episode is a lip sync smackdown for the crown. So we already know that the final episode, it's going to be another lip sync for the crown. They actually gave us more information than normal.
I know. I'm kind of surprised that they aren't just letting this unfold and keeping it secret, because they do like to keep their secrets. Maybe they feel like people will be less upset going into it if they know what to expect. You know what I mean?
If you don't go and read the synopsis, you're not going to know all this.
Right.
Because the commercials make it sound very different, I think.
Yeah. It does. I did not think all of that would be happening.
And I still think a bracket system, you would expect people to be eliminated along the way. And that's not happening.
Although, maybe it'll cause more tension between the girls because they know only
I think at the end, what's going to happen is it will work if the girls make it work. You know what I mean? If these little groups and the way it's all comes together works, I mean, it can.
It could. We have to see it unfold. And I feel like with this group of girls, just like you said, from that from that Entertainment Weekly interview, like, it could work because their chemistry is pretty palpable.
Mm-hmm. And we're going to talk about that in just a second. But before we talked about that, I wanted to talk about these jumpsuits.
Yeah.
So the orange and the purple group, cute. These pink jumpsuits, why are they so ugly?
Oh, they are kind of pale. It's like a fleshy pink.
It's the weirdest pink. Yeah,
Like,
the other ones match the jewel tone type of
Yeah.
thing. And then this pink is just not. These should be in hot pink ones.
They should be. They
Maybe
should
it's
definitely
too close
have
to
pink.
Rouge.
And I also love the scaling.
The scaling in all of them is off, but it's atrocious in the pink one as well.
George's should not be the same height as
everyone
Mistress.
else. Well, Mistress, because her hair, they actually have her smaller than everyone.
Yeah.
Which is not the case. George's is like 5'2".
Yeah.
Who was in charge of this? Like, why wouldn't they just make them
Maybe
their
they
actual
were having a
sizes?
bit of fun. They were just poking around. Yeah, everybody else looks so proportionate, and then the
But
pink group.
it's not. Like, Ginger is also super
Oh,
short.
you're right.
And Diabetti is way taller than, I think,
that's
all the
true.
girls. She's like 6'4". So, but regardless, this one is like, it's just, it kind of works. They kind of disguised it well.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, Georges and Mistress, maybe if they hadn't put them right next to each other.
I agree. They did them dirty with the pink, the flesh tone pink. Creepy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because the orange and the purple are so gorgeous.
The orange group, the way they're all kind of posed similar, they almost look like a team.
It's
like
giving girl group.
They're gonna
It's giving
fight the other
Spice
groups.
Force 5.
Very that. So let's talk about this EW interview.
Yes.
Because say what you will about the format and all that,
Mm-hmm.
I could see and understand why people would be disappointed or not be into it. But
Right.
if you feel that way, I suggest to watch this EW interview because it got me excited.
It got me excited too, and I had to kind of watch it in like intervals because it is like
Almost
an
an hour long, yeah.
But it was juicy and it was really good.
And chaotic and messy.
I was sad that they had to like. It's so funny that the cast is so large that they couldn't get everybody's dates together and they had to film it separately.
Well, they said at the beginning of it, it was because of they filmed this. They probably filmed this when they went back to do the promos
was
and all that.
the California fires or something?
So that was a while back.
Yeah.
So the plan was to get them there, but I guess a couple of the East Coast girls couldn't make it.
do it. I wanted to see Nicole with everybody because they were.
But do you think it would have been as juicy if they would have let that all out?
Maybe
If she was
you're
there?
right. Yeah, maybe
They
it
might
wouldn't
not
have
have.
been.
That might have been the perfect thing we needed to have her
Right.
not there because she definitely sounds like she's going to be the drama for a couple folks, even folks not in her group.
What did Mistress say? She said it's Nicole Page Brooks versus the world.
Right, right. It sounds like she's going to get into it with everyone in her group.
Yeah.
And then also her and Phoenix have drama that Phoenix was upset that Mistress brought up.
Oh my God, yeah.
It was pretty juicy. And we never got to hear fully about all that, but it sounds like we will on the show.
Right. I'm sure they can't allude to everything that happens because they signed NDAs, so they can't talk about it
Can't
fully.
spoil. It's hard to do press when you can't say what's happening.
Right.
But I will say you could tell there's some folks that I'm like, oh, she doesn't make it to the big group. Oh, she does or she doesn't. Like,
you can kind of.
Yeah. Because
one thing I was kind of sad about, Denali was really quiet to me.
I said the same thing.
Yeah, she was quiet the whole time, so I was like, no. Mm-mm. I was like, maybe she was giving the other girls their time because she, on the show, she'll actually, be featured a lot. And I'm knocking on wood that happens.
She was probably the quietest by far from the group. Like, we got to hear from her the least. We also didn't hear a lot from Acid Betty, but she was talking a lot when the mic wasn't, she didn't have a mic.
wouldn't give her the mic.
And so they would say, like, oh, Acid just said this or had this reaction, but she actually didn't talk on the mic a lot.
Yeah.
Like, she was saying stuff in the room.
Right, but she was saying off,
She didn't get caught. Yeah.
Yeah. Mistress is like, we need a mic over here because she's talking shit back here.
Right.
I'm very excited. And just to see all of the storylines that they even just briefly mentioned, start to emerge, I'm like, ooh, wait, this is a great group of girls.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be pretty juicy.
I mean, I was already super excited for Mistress, but it got me very excited for Mistress.
She was kind of the girl in the interview.
Irene was kind of her one-liners were really funny.
She brought up the fact that for her, it feels like competing for the first time because she didn't get to really do any maxi-challenges.
Right.
She said that once, though, which, that's plenty. Phoenix's ass, every time, in that interview, why did I have to hear her say, 3-4 times, this is my first time competing, and it's like I'm competing for the first time. And then she also said that in Meet the Queens a couple of times.
Yeah.
She is one of those, she's when celebrities did press back in the day before social media, or Lady Gaga still does, where like you say the same,
right?
Like
there could be 100 people
little
in
bits
the room
over and over again. Like, girl, we got it.
We get it right.
Maybe she thought it was going to be edited, and maybe just one of the quotes would make it.
I will say I really did enjoy when Phoenix got into politics a little bit and talked about like queer people voting against our own rights. You know, that was kind of refreshing to hear her talk about that for a little bit. So made me like excited about the potential vulnerable, like, you know, the workroom moments we're going to get, you know, with the girls.
Yeah, because we're going to get at least 3 episodes, you know, based on like the amount of stuff that she was saying she's not good at. Like, there was a few girls that did that.
I didn't remember, like, didn't Phoenix, like, on her, that acting challenge, she, like, couldn't even face the camera the right way?
Couldn't, like, even have inflection in her voice.
Right.
Yeah.
So I did remember that, and I was like, ooh, I'm a little worried for Miss Mama, but...
Because she was in it. Yeah, she was in 2 episodes. But she was like, I can't sing, I can't do this. I'm like, girl, what can you do?
Right.
Why'd you even come back? I feel like there was someone else that did that, too. And I was like, ooh, that's not good.
From this cast?
Yeah, but now I don't remember. Who is that at the end behind Cynthia? Oh, Alyssa. Yeah, she was the one that did it, too. Alyssa also said she can't sing. Alyssa Hunter.
Oh, Alyssa Hunter. I was like, Alyssa Hootie, what now?
Yeah.
She was kind of quiet, too, though, in my defense.
Yeah, no, and she said, the couple things she did say were like...
Although she did talk about kissing Kerri, and that was kind of spicy.
Also, oh my God, I did not need to hear that Georges and Nicole Page Brooks had hooked up.
Do you think that's real, though, or do you think they were just, I mean,
I think it's real.
Yeah.
I don't need to know that. I don't need to see that. That's bizarre. That was different. Georges being like, why are you coming back? Because they called. They asked.
Right.
Like, she's just like, whenever they say anything, she just does it.
Yeah. It also made me, like, there's a lot of girls that have to redeem their Snatch games in this group.
Yeah.
So,
because there's so many 14 girls.
Right, because there's so many season 14 girls.
They always do a double premiere, which is kind of odd. You'd think this would be the one year they'd do a triple.
Right.
So we'll have 2 episodes for the premiere, which probably means one group, the third group, we won't get to see their first challenge, which is fine. But, like, what I'm hoping they don't do is they can't all do the same challenges. I don't want to watch the same challenge 3 weeks in a row.
Oh, that's true. I hope they don't do that.
I
really hope they don't do that.
I would hope that Snatch Game would be, like, the challenge when they first come together. One of those 2 episodes.
Yeah, I would hope so, too. Like a good halfway point moment, you know. I agree, yeah. I didn't think about that.
I did a live stream for the Patreon talking about the trailer. But that was like a minute long, and then I turned into like, did y'all watch the EW interview? And I talked on Patreon with them in the chat for like an hour about that.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was just so juicy.
Right.
We were talking about Ginger Minj.
I know.
And how uncomfortable, like you could tell that she does not have a great connection with the other girls.
Even just like sitting next to Mistress, she was trying to be funny, and it just was not.
It was so awkward.
It was really awkward.
It was like so
forced.
Yeah, it was so unreal, unnatural, that it was uncomfortable. And then to see the other girls kind of fidget or also be uncomfortable around her was weird.
It was like, oh, okay.
Like, clearly no one hangs with her.
It reminded me of her, like, that monologue she did with this, about the ruby red slippers. Like, it felt, like, very performative and rehearsed, and, like, I was just like, girl, just, like, relax.
It's like she's putting on a version of herself that she wants us to think is who she is, but it doesn't feel authentic.
Especially because they put her next to Mistress, who just, like, kind of, like, she just can kind of be so natural.
All the people around her, you know, are kind of, you know, examples of people who just being themselves or being spicy or whatever, like having fun.
Yeah.
And she was not having fun.
No, I really didn't feel like that. Sorry.
Let's go back to the trailer. I almost led with this since you were coming today.
Yes!
But we have to talk about your girls.
Yes, my mother.
Judges.
I'm so excited. If I was on All Stars 10 and I'd gotten any other group with the premiere, I would.
You know that they've got to be for one of the premieres, right?
Oh, for sure. I think
it's episode 1.
I think it's her. I think it's Cynthia and Ari for 1, Chapel for 1, and Ice Spice for 1.
That makes sense.
But if I had gotten anyone other than them,
Chapel would be nice for me.
Chapel would be okay. I would accept Chapel.
Missouri
but
girl.
if I had gotten Ice Spice, I would have been like, okay, we're redoing this premiere. But they look so good.
And Ariana stays up in that workroom.
She is a Drag Race super fan. She loves it.
And this time she brought a friend.
Yes.
Which Cynthia's guest judge too.
Yeah. Almost all of like the Wicked main cast has. Like,
yeah, I remember seeing a meme like that.
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum and
Bowen.
Yeah, and Bowen Yang and
we need to get I don't think
Michelle Yeoh has.
Yeah, we need to get her up there.
We do. That would be gaggy. But they look so cute in this like little Chanel inspired outfit.
They had multiple looks.
Yeah. The Balmain look too at the judging panel, and her eyes just look so gorgeous. I actually commented on her makeup artist's like Insta, and I was like, you ate with this makeup, and he was like, did a little emoji and was like, thanks. So I was like, But they look so good. Like, I'm obsessed.
When they come in the workroom and they do their little line, I love it. They say the line in sync, and Ari puts the hand up, but the way she looks at Cynthia, you know that they were supposed to, because she does delayed hand put it up. Yeah. But she looks at her like, girl, 1, 2, you missed a step.
It's very Glinda and Alphabet Core.
It's very, yeah.
They're still in character.
You can tell they were probably still filming or something.
Yeah.
Or on a press tour together.
I wonder if they will cry at any point during this, because I'm an emotional girly myself. Yeah. So when people were like, why are they crying so much? I'm like, like, anyone who is saying that obviously has not like wrapped a show, because it is like a really vulnerable, like emotional thing to get connected to a character and then to be like, okay, this is done, you know?
Well, also doing those press tours, they have you sitting in front of people all day, and you get up at like 5 a.m.
Right.
A lot of times I hear that that's like the hardest part.
It's draining, yeah, for sure.
So, you know, if you're not getting enough sleep, for me, I'm somebody, if I'm not getting enough sleep, that's when I randomly start crying.
Yeah. And like this, it's such, Wicked is such an emotional story too. So it's like, and they're emotional girlies, a Cancer and a Capricorn.
I mean, I know it's always been part of the play, but hearing Ariana say something that's dangerously close to glad you got to see me.
Yes, well, I think Cynthia said it, and she was like, you don't have to respond to that. It's not rhetorical or whatever. That was,
It's good to see me, isn't it?
It's good to see me, isn't it? Yeah.
No, because that's a Glinda line.
Yeah, that's like her opening when she comes in, and the Munchkins are like, Glinda! Yeah. No, it was so cute.
But it's like one word off from my phrase.
Right.
Like, don't make me go get the trademark out.
And I love their fans, too. I wish one would have said sachet.
Well, that would have been probably did. No one wanted to go negative.
That's true. They're both positive girlies.
Stay. Everyone to stay.
Everyone should stay this episode. I wonder, like, what they will be judging,
Also, for the lip sync, I guess, is it going to be top 2 lip sync for the win? Because they're not going to have assassins.
Right. Ooh, I wonder if they'll do another Ari song and what it'll be.
You know they will.
Redemption for Yes And, please. Already. That was the one that Acacia and Hormona got.
Have they done Thank You Next? I feel like they have.
I don't think they've done Thank You Next. They've done 7 Rings.
Or maybe they'll do something from Wicked.
That's true.
That actually would be nice. They weren't the only ones to get, like, multiple looks shown. Yes. We also got to see Chapel.
Yeah.
Her main stage look looks insane. It looks so cool.
Yeah. I saw a lot of my friends were very, this was polarizing. Some people are like, she looks a mess. Me, Chloe, and Blair were like, she looks like a blow-up sex doll.
Yeah, well, I think that's the goal, right?
Right.
I think maybe her makeup could have been done more to match the look. Maybe that's why. People just don't like the look because it's a sex doll, or...
I think they just don't like the wig, they don't like the makeup, they don't like the look.
I think the wig with the makeup, you know.
I think, Chapel has said before, too, like, she's camp. Sometimes she wants to be a little, like, a hint of ugly, you know? Like, I don't think, she's not going for pretty glam.
She's going for a high whore drag.
She's going for high whore, divine, filth, like... Rocky Horror tease.
There's a very famous David LaChapelle photo of Lil' Kim as a sex doll, blow-up doll.
Oh my god, yeah.
That would have been a great way for her to do a makeup for the look. Because for some reason it immediately reminded me of Lil' Kim.
Yeah.
In that look.
I can see that being very... I mean, Lil' Kim kind of is like the sex doll.
The OG.
I want to know whose wig she's wearing. Whose wig do you think that is?
Oh yeah, because she comes in bald-headed.
Yeah. I feel like it could be Tina's.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Tina or Mistress's wig, for sure.
And it's got to be Pink Pony Club, right? For the song, don't you think?
Yeah, probably, because that's the biggest one. The songs I would do from her, like, are very Mera, would be Feminine Nomenon or the super ultra-modern...
Oh, yeah. Or Hot to Go, too. That could be really good. I love
They'll do Hot to Go or Pink Pony Club, for sure.
Yeah. Or Good Luck, Babe. She has a lot of hits that they could do.
Oh, yeah.
But those two would be really good. Honestly, any...
Because they haven't done any Chapel on the show, have they? Not yet?
I don't think so. Yeah, which is, I'm so I'm really happy that she's getting a moment because
feels like she's coming home. It's correct.
Yeah, it feels very correct.
Most years when they show the guest judges in the trailer, there's at least one person, one or two usually, where either I'm like, who is that? Or why are they there?
Yeah, but there really wasn't.
I think this is like the best lineup of judges we've seen it on a season in quite some time, and I can't think of one that's better in terms of like the consistency and the quality of them. We got.
I did love All Star 7.
Yeah, because they had Naomi
really
Campbell.
Good. Yeah.
The all winners. They went out for that.
This, I think, even outdoes that maybe for me.
Consistently high quality.
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Buffy's finally there. Who I think she's going to be fantastic as a judge.
I hope so.
Of course, Ice Spice. Coleman Domingo.
Oh my God.
So we got lots of great actors.
Coleman Domingo is committee on the Met Gala this year.
Oh, nice. Kate Beckinsale looks like she could be going to the Met Gala. She looks adorable.
The bow is so cute.
I think she looks so cute.
I love it. I love when people go up for Drag Race.
Because she's somebody that's kind of unexpected for, like, doing all that. Of course, we get to see our regular judges, but we get to see that, I guess, Jamal truly is considered now one of the regular rotating judges. Yes. So now we got 5.
And Law Roach. I'm so excited for Law and Maddie, of course.
Yeah, I think this feels correct.
Yes.
I still would like someone like Nicole Byer, like a comedian.
Oh, I do love Nicole.
But
throw Nicole in there. Bring her back. It's been a minute since they've had her back.
I know.
She's been booked in
I guess it's because her and RuPaul were always competing for the same Emmy. She used to joke about that in her stand-up.
Are we never going to have Alan Cumming guest judge, you think?
Have they never done it?
I don't think Alan Cumming, maybe on UK, but I don't think so.
I don't think so.
And now they're never going to do it. Because
Why?
of traitors.
Oh.
Beat them for the Emmy.
Well, RuPaul is coming in trying to get this Emmy with this new look. This was funny. I guess this will be like the opening bit or something.
Yes.
So cute. I like when RuPaul acts.
This isn't RuPaul, this is Ron Paul.
Ron Paul. Right. Like, looking like it's more like they're for a dog show. Yeah. That's what you think.
Oh my God, I totally get that. Yeah, they're like,
that's what I see.
The terrier is walking through. Very Best in Show tease.
We do get to see some runways. Yeah. I feel like sometimes they show us at least like one challenge. I don't think they showed us any challenges, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like normally we get to see a hint of a girl group or a little something.
Yeah.
We only got to see runways. And, I mean, the trailer was filled with pretty much just the entrance runways. There was very few new looks in there. Deja looked stunning. You know, remember last time we were talking about we're used to her in pastels? Maybe this is her warm era.
Yeah, I think she's ditched the pastels for now and, like, has embraced the, like...
Earth tones.
And neutrals.
She's a Taurus.
Mm.
Alyssa Hunter looks stunning in whatever that was.
She looks so pretty.
We get to see a Lydia face and then a... with
that looks like mid lip sync, maybe.
I think it was the runway. Like,
you think it's the runway?
Yeah, she was like...
she does like to do a little show. Yeah. You know, she puts on a little character.
Which I want. I want a little show.
From her, for sure.
Mistress was giving like a version of a... I want to say it's like a Mugler look, but with the black corset.
Yeah, I can... that's very Mugler tease with the flames.
Irene with having a baby alien in her head.
That's so gaggy.
And who the hell is this? This was the other one where I was like, I don't know who that is.
Is that Phoenix? I can't tell.
I feel like Phoenix's lips would be...
Are bigger. No, her lips are... Is it Nicole?
That would be crazy if it's Nicole.
That would be.
That would be a big...
I mean, it's it's like a smoky eye and a lip. That's
the way the girls were reading her runways, they were telling us already. It's as if a time capsule happened and nothing's changed.
I know, but I live
down.
I do let the doll live. She's just a little CD DVD moment, you know. Like
she's an 8-track VHS girl. Cassette. We also get to see just a few full body looks. Tina Burner. Great to see her. And again, we're saying that we're going to break the theme.
Yes. Yeah. Maybe she's like committed to not wearing those colors at all.
I could see that. Be traumatizing to wear them. The look, I feel like, of the whole trailer was Bosco's.
That coffin turnaround because she had candles in the front and then, oh my God.
Yeah, so Deja wasn't lying. She's bringing it.
I think
it looks like Lydia Dietz, kind of.
It's very Lydia Dietz.
Like a burlesque version?
Like if Elvira was playing Lydia Dietz. That's what it's giving. And I think I saw Candy tweet or something that, like, she was like, okay, I'm not going back again if this is what we're doing. Like, she was like, this is too much. I'm not thinking outside of the box, outside of the coffin that much.
And then Kerri Colby.
That looks so extravagant. Kerri, right? Yeah. That's definitely Kerri. That's different makeup for her. Yeah. But she looks so cool.
Is she in the same group as Tina?
She's in pink, right? Pink. So, yeah, she is in
Yeah.
the same group as Tina.
Because it looks like it goes with the flower. It's kind of almost theme.
Ooh, it does.
It looks like it would go.
Oh,
with-
maybe that's the same runway.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. So maybe
For
they might, that group might have a, I hope they also all have different runway themes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to see, 3 episodes.
That's a lot to think of, though, for the poor producers.
Yeah, but not for the girls. Like, they only have to prepare the one for them.
Right. That's so pretty. Tina looks so good.
Yeah.
Good for her.
It's good. And then I thought we could talk about where they stand before going into the competition.
Right.
Ginger, competing over 3 seasons, has the most wins, of course, with 5. And then Bosco, in 1 season, got 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then Georgia's over 2, and one of them was non-elimination, got 3. I only point that out because it is very different.
Yeah. No, you're right. For sure.
And then we've got Olivia with 2 wins, and then Aja, Deja, Daya, Denali, Mistress, and Lydia all with 1 win.
I cannot believe Aja only has 1.
I know. That was the 1 All-Star one.
That's crazy.
So
She I feel like has been robbed a few times though on
Well,
All Stars 3.
Yeah, and then I feel like
I loved her. The one that she went out on, that look, like the
disco.
the like pop art ball or whatever. I loved her look, and they tried to clock her for the Bridget Bardot hair.
Ru
but
was
like,
really reading it.
I'm like, but that was like a thing that I don't know.
I mean, it was something that had already happened, so there's still going to be like, yeah, so and so wore that hairdo in '65, but
right.
it's not like it's just.
It's the same thing happened to Mirage too. She was like, "Why are you wearing that like '60s hair with the '70s look?" She does not like it when you do that.
Those 2 decades specifically, don't mix them.
Don't
in front
mix
of Ru.
them. She'll go off.
Maybe it's because it's childhood for her. It's so sensitive. Like,
Yeah.
It's like it's so ingrained in her brain.
Right. She's like,
The one that I was shocked that doesn't have more is I always forget that Mistress just has the 1 win. It feels like she's such a strong competitor.
that is crazy. I did not know Mistress only had 1. I feel like she did so well the whole season.
Like the gag that Lydia's kind of on the same playing field with
True.
so many that I think of as...
And she won for reading her.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we've got 8 girls with 0 maxi wins coming into it.
Oh my God. Acid Betty never won?
Mm-mm. She was in the top a lot, but
Oh my
just like
God.
Dorji, they were in the top a lot on season 8. But
I feel like that's shocking that Acid and Tina haven't won any to me. That is like...
I would say Acid for sure. It would be great, though, for some of these queens to get their first win on All Stars. I always love that journey.
Yeah. It would be so devastating to not get... to go on and then not get any wins again, though. So,
It sure
which I'm
would,
sure is going to happen.
It's going to happen to some folks.
Yeah, because there's no way all of these girls could win a challenge, like, statistically thinking.
Well,
Unless they, like, come in guns a-blazing.
If they have 2 winners per episode, if it's the top 2 lip syncing.
That's true. That's a good point.
And there's only 6 people in the group, so you've got 1 out of 6 odds.
Right.
2 out of 6, actually better than that.
Right. So that's a good point. That makes me a little bit more hopeful because I don't want to see anyone.
But I mean, yeah, not everyone's going to.
I want everyone to get their participation trophy,
But I feel like for storylines, that's one of the things that we love. I mean, you can still have a win, but
well, it adds stakes to it. If everybody's winning, then you don't feel the fight.
Right.
If
there's no one to if it's just all softball,
we got to give them stakes. Even though I'm vegan.
It could be a Buffy steak.
True.
Let's get into Slaysian Royale. In terms of the rumored cast, how that works out, they're filming it now, so this is pretty solidified in terms of what people think the cast is.
Ooh.
There's a total of 12 queens and a total of 8 different franchises represented.
That's
which
huge.
is really fierce.
Good.
There are 5 of the 12 are from Philippines, which I think completely makes sense to me.
Yeah.
And then 1 each from Thailand, UK, Canada, US, Down Under, France, and Belgium. So they really went all out because there's only 1 queen they could have chosen from some of those franchises like France or Belgium,
Mm-hmm.
They got her.
That's so fierce, and we love to see the representation spread wide.
I like that, yeah. One of the names that was on the earlier rumored cast, but then was debunked, that people were really excited for, and would have been probably the biggest name, was Anitra. But she's not going to be there. So she was on the initial...
Well, she's known for not showing up to gigs.
Oh, is she really?
Yeah.
Damn. Maybe she's going through something.
Yeah, she might be. But yeah, there's a few gigs that she was supposed to appear at that, like, she canceled on last minute, like, multiple times, and venues were, like, kind of upset with her and stuff.
I don't think people realize how stressful and exhausting it is to travel, especially if you're traveling alone and all that.
Yeah.
For a while, a couple years back, I was traveling with the channel a lot, and I was traveling with all this equipment and my drag.
Oh, gosh.
But I had to go, it was, a lot of times it was like last minute and all that. So like I was always traveling alone. So I would go into a city. The queen I was meeting was doing shows and stuff while they were there.
Right.
So like they were also working and didn't have time to just hang out, you know. So
Right.
like so much time alone and it's just so much work and it's just...
It's draining.
It's very draining
Yeah.
and you feel very empty.
Right.
You almost have to be aware of how much you're booking yourself and don't overbook yourself.
Right, yeah. You gotta be thinking of the time that you need to heal and like...
And to feel like a human being.
Right, regenerate.
Yeah. So let's get into our list, and up first is Arizona Brandy, which is the runner-up on season 2. I think this is a great choice.
Wasn't she on your list?
I believe she was on one of my lists for something.
Yeah. Well, she was a fierce competitor.
She was, and she's like a big personality, lively, fun.
Yeah.
You know, a great brand. Mm-hmm. And she's truly in the just a couple years since her season, like solidified and made her brand bigger and better.
Yeah.
So I think she's a great choice.
She's made a name for herself.
And a great contender.
And I would love to see her compete a second time.
It's surprising that she only has one win. I will say, too, this is kind of a spoiler ahead, but the Philippines queens are the only queens that have any wins.
Oh,
so
they're setting them up, you think?
Well, I mean, they did the best on their seasons.
Right.
When you think about some of the franchises, it kind of makes sense if you're going to even represent them at all. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, just something to think about.
Right.
The Philippines girls are coming in with a little bit of advantage.
Leg up on the competition.
In terms of who they chose. Ooh. But also, I'd be mad if they didn't choose those folks. So.
Right.
Next, Bernie. Yes! Also from the same season in the top 4. She had 2 wins.
Mother.
She's who we all thought was going to win. Mm-hmm. She was on your last list. Mm-hmm. And definitely one that I think everyone wants back. There are a couple queens, should I just go ahead and say this now too? Yeah. That were highly anticipated from Philippines that will not be there. Because one of them we would have already talked about, because we go alphabetically by first name. Angel is not there.
Oh.
And Miss Jade So is also not there.
Oh.
I wanted at least one of them, but
yeah, maybe they are saving them for like a versus the world moment.
They're huge names.
Yeah.
And so like wherever they go, it's going to be like they're going to be the person.
Yeah.
They're going to be the person that everyone is excited to see.
So maybe it would have pulled focus from the cast to have them. You know what I mean?
But then you have to kind of there's an argument to say like, well, who is the name on this one? Like the personality wise.
Right.
You know, like Bernie and Arizona clearly are great competitors. Mm-hmm. But they weren't Arizona was a big personality, but Bernie wasn't.
She's a little quieter, yeah. But she's so vulnerable, and I love just, like, hearing her story and, like, everything.
I want to see where she's at now.
Yeah, me too.
Another one that I had on my list, I always have her on my wish list, Brigadine.
Yes.
She's the other one from the Philippines, I think, they chose that doesn't have any wins.
That's wild that she doesn't have any wins.
She's 6th place. But I could see her coming in and being, like, getting that...
Guns ablaze.
All-star,
redemption
arc. Yeah. I want that for her.
I could see that, too. She has a good energy.
Yeah. I still love that picture.
Yes.
Next, one that was a real surprise, but I did have her on my list, didn't I?
I remember her, yeah.
Ivory Glaze from Down Under Season 3.
Yeah, she was on your...
She was the queen that passed
on your
out.
wish list, yeah.
I'm so excited she's there.
Yeah.
That's going to be great, and I would love to see her get a redemption.
Yeah.
She's so talented.
Her drag is really
creative.
cool. Yeah, creative, and she'll be, like, a different side to drag that I think will add a nice little flavor to the season.
I feel like it's going to be a different type of workroom conversations and things like that. Because it's going to be so Asian focused, but there's so many different countries represented.
And there are as many Asian people as there are. There's a different way to be Asian for all those different people. You know, like they all have different...
They all have their own stories.
They have shared experiences through culture, but then there's no one way to be something. So it's going to be, I feel like, really nuanced with this cast.
Well, and it's also, I'm sure, the experience for the queens that come from countries that are in Asia or predominantly Asian, that's going to be drastically different from
Than
queens,
Australia.
Queens that, where they're the minority.
Right. That'll be really interesting and fun to see, and I think really awesome for just TV's sake and for all, like, the little Asian babies who do drag. Like, that'll be so exciting to see.
Next, another fierce competitor, the runner-up on season 3, Kahana. Ooh. So we got Bernie and Kahana there. They're both like kind of the super queen aesthetic.
Kind of a lot of runner-ups, I feel.
From the Philippines.
Yeah, from the Philippines.
The only one that's not there is Marina. That's because she's already been on.
Right.
But she also only had one win, which is, again, surprising. But that season, Angel had a couple, and then Maxi, of course, dominated. But she was a fierce competitor.
Yeah.
And I feel like she evolved and opened up a lot as the season went on. I want to see her just come in confident, ready to go.
Yeah, and sure of herself.
Yes. And at the end of the day, for all these girls, Maxi's not there this time if they were on season 3. So you don't have her to worry about. Next, from France season 2, Kitty Space. Ooh. There's a trend of like 9th place, 10th place queens from some certain franchises.
Yes, unresolved.
And it's a lot of queens that, because they're first or second out, we don't really get to know them. So it's going to be like meeting them for the first time, as Phoenix would say.
Right. I'm excited to see her get to show a little bit more of herself, hopefully.
I don't remember. That's the problem, too. I don't remember too much.
Yeah.
I remember she was very sweet, like very kind, but that's about it.
Right. Me too. But, hopefully she can make a lasting impression this second go-round.
This next queen was 8th place on Belgium, season 2, Madame Yoko. What I do remember from her season was they were a little bit harsh on her. Like, she had some cool ideas or concepts that they didn't necessarily appreciate. But this picture, she's, like, clearly upgraded a lot.
Yeah, she looks good. She looks gorgeous.
She's a little bit older, too. I feel like in terms of the cast.
And, sometimes the girls, they go on really young, and they aren't as sure as themselves, and it's nice to see, like Naomi, I remember when she came back to All Stars 4, and she was just so sure of herself, and, it was just a lot, it was very refreshing to watch.
Yeah.
Well,
I meant she was older to begin with.
Oh, she is older.
Yeah. You wouldn't know by this photo.
Tell. It's kind of giving Keke Palmer.
It is, yeah. Next, a very controversial character on her season. Shocking that this was the choice. Siam from Thailand season 3, 7th place. She was a very controversial character on that cast. Yeah. The queens came for her hard.
Yeah.
She was another queen questioned for her integrity, or being authentic.
Right. I don't know how she'll fare with this mix of girls. And
her looks were all over the place. Her makeup and looks were all over.
This picture even is all over the place. She's got 2 different sides of the face happening.
And it's like some sort of sore themed.
Yeah.
What's going on, gal?
So we'll have to see how she interacts and how she plays the game.
I can't believe from all the Thailand queens that she was the choice.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a reason. Maybe there's a story.
But when we think about I don't know, Pangina, was such great representation, maybe they, are not wanting to make it seem unfair because the Thailand girls are so good. I don't know.
Well, it's not
that's shady.
Pangina was the host of Thailand,
right?
So it's not like they brought in a host,
right? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There's so many strong choices from all 3 seasons of Thailand that
it's interesting. It's
I think she also wasn't from Thailand. Oh, she's from America.
Oh,
because she wouldn't shut up about it.
Sounds like an American.
Next, one that's highly requested from Canada, Suki Doll.
Yes!
I think that's a great choice. She was definitely on my list. But if I was to choose just one Canada queen, because we know there's so many,
right.
she's one of the top ones.
She deserves the most for a redemption,
But also 9th place.
Right, lots of 9th place.
Out of all the early out queens on this list, I think she's definitely the strongest. And she's going to be the girl that's going to bring it for the runway. I hope that she lasts long so that we get to see runways.
Please, yeah. Because her looks are always so gorgeous.
Incredible. Yeah. She's an incredible makeup artist, too. Up next from the UK, Something Wong.
Ooh, she was on your wish list, too, I think. No?
I said
she was your honorary.
I was going to put her, but I put River. UK season 1, I think she's one of the queens on the list that has been the longest since we've seen her.
She's probably grown so much, know.
yeah, I would love to see where she's at now and see her come in with a different perspective.
She looks
Be more
like
open.
Jessie from Little Mix.
Oh, okay.
In this picture. Which is, I mean, she looks gorgeous. She just, her mug looks so different.
But, you know, she had that kind of story on her season of hearing the warning signs, not
adhering to the advice that was given to her.
Yeah, like being so stuck on her idea that she just bulldozed forward, and that's that.
Hopefully she'll listen a little bit more, or be open to listening, at least, this time around.
Yeah. Or just have a perspective that, that is something that would actually work.
Right.
Next, Philippines Season 1, Venus Deluxe. Again, another queen that was on my list.
Yeah.
7th place, but she did have a win. And she was like, she reminded me a lot of Valentina in a way, where she had the smile like that. She had that kind of superstar energy. She also went out 7th unexpectedly.
Oh, yeah.
But she is such a strong queen in general, and like is a superstar. I definitely am so happy they picked her to come back.
Yeah.
And I like that since we have 5 queens from the Philippines, it's a good variety from the 3 seasons.
I also love 5 queens from the Philippines. That rhymed.
I think this is the last one. From the U.S., Yuha Hamasaki.
Oh my god. The bootleg queen herself. I'm so excited for her to come back.
I feel like it's overdue for her to come back.
Yeah.
I think, like us, she covers all versions of Drag Race, or most.
Yeah.
And
I love her critiques on the runways. Yeah. They're always so, like, she'll be like, here's how we could have fixed this, you know, like, and she'll sometimes edit, like, a little picture on even. I love her. And she's so fun. She's great friends with Laganja.
What did she go out on? I think it was an acting challenge or something. It was never the look was the problem.
Wasn't it My Flexible Body?
Yeah, it was when Asia had the crazy, like, face.
Yeah, because they were the Butterface group.
Yeah. So it was like an acting
commercial moment, yeah.
So hopefully her personality is so vibrant, I can't see her struggling in something like that again.
Yeah, no, and she's genuinely funny. So I think sometimes she was just afraid to be ugly, because I remember she was like, I'm just going to put these dots on. And I was like, girl, that's Dusty Ray Bottoms. What are you talking about? But
and she was in the room.
But no. So hopefully she can come back with bringing her genuine comedy and, you know, and really slay the game.
So she should also really slay the runway.
The potential is there. So
Mayhem ate her up in that Courtney Love lip sync. Oof.
Yeah.
Back then, didn't she wear these, like, crazy
huge
spider-like lashes?
Which is so, like, she, like... But sometimes, like, I feel like she put on the drag and gave drag queen, but then out of drag, I was like, she's so Womana. Right. You know, like, I kind of want you to just be Womana. Yeah.
Well, anytime someone wears, like, I don't mind giant top lashes, but the giant bottom lashes pulls you down some.
Haunted doll.
Right.
It's spidery.
Yeah, it just wasn't a good look.
Yeah, sometimes the lower lashes can really drag your face down.
It does.
I used to do PC lower lashes sometimes, and then, like, looking back on it, I'm like, why did I do that?
I wore lower lashes one time, and I hated it because
you have really big eyes, though.
I have huge eyes, and also I move them a lot. So I remember I'd never even worn for this. It was like at a show, trying to move my eyes. I remember feeling them, and like I couldn't move my eyes the same way. I didn't like it. So that's our list.
That sounds like a good cast to me. If that's the truth. Who are you rooting for the most?
Definitely Ivory from the International Queens and Suki. I think I'm most excited for them. But then for the Philippines queens, it's like Sophie's Choice, because I think they're all people that were on our lists. So
I think I might be rooting for Bernie, Suki, and Yuha. I think those are like my top 3 as of right now.
But yeah, I'm excited to see them. Somebody like Yuha and something in the workroom and hear their experiences comparatively and all that.
U-Haul something. That sounds like you're got to move, but you don't know what you're moving.
I need a U-Haul for something. Now it's time to get into our YouTube thanks. And up first, thanks from...
Layreen.
Layreen? That sounds cute. I've never heard that, but it sounds fancy. The Dope Kitty came in through for us, and they said, it's been a while since I tipped, so glad you're back. Thank you, Dope Kitty. The kitty always reminds me of my ex-boyfriend's cat, the gray cat with the green eyes.
I love a gravy.
Those are such beautiful cats.
Yes.
Maxim said, love you and love your videos. Every day I'm hoping you release a new one. Aww. It takes the edge off my day. I don't know. It just feels like comfort.
Aww.
Like home. That's so sweet. I'm comma, rooting, ... for you. That's supposed to be like
Kimura
Hall.
It does sound like that.
Greetings from Belgium. Peppermint for the win.
Oh,
I agree. Wherever she's at in life, winning.
whatever. Yeah.
There were promo images from season 2 of Survival of the Thickest. It was her wedding on the show.
Yeah,
and
I thought it was her real wedding. I was like, who is this man?
For a minute, it looked like they were promoting it as if it was just her wedding.
Yeah.
Because Monet was there, too.
Yeah. I was like, and Honey Balenciaga was there, too, who, like, is a dancer on Beyonce's tour. And I was like, is Peppermint friends with Honey? I never knew that.
Well, and so much of her Survival of the Thickest co-stars were up there, too. But I was like, well, I guess it would make sense for them to be there, too.
Yeah. I really was like, who is this man? This is so cute.
Well, I figured it out because I knew that man was married. Because he's a famous actor, too, you know.
Okay.
I was like, wait, he's married to a man. That's not right. Well, let us know what you think about the All Stars 10. See, again, I'm like, what All Stars? I need to just start saying, like, Tournament of All Stars. I think that's a great way to brand it.
Tournament of
Let
All
us know what you think about the Tournament of All Stars trailer and the cast. And if you're excited, it's coming up. It's just later this week.
So excited.
And make sure you join the Patreon so that you see the live reactions to the episodes each week. Let us also know what you think of the Slaysian Royale cast, rumored cast. Is anyone missing or anyone you're rooting for? I have one last thing to say today. Glad you got to see us. Bye!